So I've been reading, or listening to Tabitha Brown's audiobook, Feeding the Soul, and she speaks about how it takes vulnerability to put yourself out there and share things that aren't so great. I thought about it like, yo, sharing my cult experience is not so great. Um, so let's talk about it. And I wasn't like physically hurt or anything like that, but like the mental fuckery that comes along with it, or the mental fuckery I experienced and witnessed, in my opinion, is just worse than being physically hurt in some cases. Um, but that's only because of like the work that it takes to process and realize what was done, um, identifying it when it shows up, or when you recognize it or see it or whatever, and undoing what was done. So I just think about it like bruises can heal. Like you can you can forget you have them sometimes because they may stop hurting. Like you get a cut, and initially the cut hurts, but then the cut doesn't hurt anymore because it's healing. Or if it starts itching, you remember you have the cut because it's healing. And it may leave a scar, but you put some coconut oil, cocoa butter, olive oil, or whatever concoction you used on it, it goes away. Most of it, some of it, maybe even all of it. But when it's mental, it's a little different. And it's work, like serious work sometimes that you have to do, that I had to do when it's done. So like we already have things in our minds. Well, I already had stuff in my mind that I put there. Um, but when things get in there that you accept from others based on their agenda, and you taking it on, not realizing that there's an agenda or a game, then you got to decode that stuff. Um, you have to decode and decipher which thoughts are yours, which ones are not, and then create new ones. But in the beginning of the book, um, feeding the soul, feeding the soul, feeding the soul, she spoke about her gifts of dreaming and seeing. And the first time I listened to the book, everything was like hitting home. Like, yo, same. Like this really registers. And talking back to the book, like, yes, yeah, I understand. Yes, I know. Me too. Yeah. Like all of that. But her sharing her gifts of dreaming and seeing, and how, sharing those things with others made her feel, I started going down memory lane myself. Like I used to keep dream journals because I dreamt so much. Um, but I would share the dream sometimes with other people, depending on what it was. They'd be like, "Don't dream about me, and if you do, don't tell me." All right, whatever. But I started wanting the dreams to just go away, because sometimes they scared me. Sometimes I didn't understand what they meant, or what they were trying to tell me. I couldn't decode them, figure them out. So I stopped paying attention, and I wanted them to go away. I didn't see the benefits of them and the blessings in them, or how special it was. I didn't see any of that because I was met with negativity around them, so I started taking it on. But I thought I stopped dreaming. and I didn't. I stopped paying attention. And I say all that to say, after leaving the cult experience, I was talking to a friend one day, and just having one of those healing kinds of conversations. And I realized, like, yo, I was getting warnings all of this time. Like, God was preparing me, like, trying to show me, like, all right, dummy, this is what's going on. But I wasn't paying attention. I was like, all right, woke up, had a crazy dream, wrote it down in my journal, kept it moving. God looks out for fools and babies, and he was definitely looking out for this fool during that time. But I was having dreams where I would see that person in my personal space. Like, and I would have to refer back to my journals, but I remember one was he was in my room, like literally in my room space. It wasn't my room for real, but in the dream it was my room, and he was just in there. Another one, he was in a room, and he was in the bed with another person that was in the cult at the time. And then still like that physical intimate space. And there was another one. He was in my bed, like literally in my bed. And when I walked in the room, it was like the bed was here. There was a window here, and it was like lumpy. I'm like, why is my bed lumpy? Like, I made up my bed. My bed should be straight. And when I look closer, it's like, okay, I guess you needed to leave. So like, I remember I closed the door, went back out, and for some reason I was in a refrigerator after that. But there were different dreams I had of him being in my personal space. And looking back, I see how that was my warning, aligning with the process of the things that were happening in the cult. One of the things was every woman had to be covered by a dude, and he had a plan to get a certain number in his home and under his umbrella or whatever. And he wanted, a female for every day of the week. That was his plan. When it came time for me to choose, because I was presented with options, when it came time for me to choose what house I wanted to be in, I didn't choose his house. I chose another one that did not go along with his plan. I'm cutting out so many details. But once he took, like, it had to be about 10 or 15 minutes. About 10 or 15 minutes to talk me into why his house is better than the house I chose. And I finally acquiesced, like, all right, whatever. Fine, now I'll let you be in your house. Yo, he reached down in his little briefcase and pulled out some papers and laid them on the table. Now I remember in that moment, I was like, this some bullshit. What the fuck was that? Like, yo, did you just finesse me to... Alright. Like, I remember that. But then, after that, what happened after that? Did I dream in it? Anyway, after that, nah, I ain't with it. But those dreams, plus a lot of other details, were showing me, trying to show me what the plan was. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Why am I having these kinds of dreams? I was not paying attention. But the best part, and the part I found the funniest, was that not only was this plan not working, Spirit was working on a couple of us all at the same time. Because when I say we left at the same time, we left at the same time. Me and around the same time. I won't say at the same time, around the same time. Actually, the day I left, another person left too, and I didn't tell her though. Like, it was just crazy. Um, but said all that to say, why isn't it being talked about? Like, people have these experiences and they leave or how they disassociate themselves. Um, Nobody says anything. Why not? So I'm saying something because I know it's still people there. It's still people there. I don't necessarily care about any of the people that are there because even while I was there, nah, we wouldn't be friends outside of the space because something about you just, I'm not vibing with it. And the things you're doing, you know what you're doing is wrong. You can disguise it as much as you like under whatever you want to call it, spirituality and all of those things. But when people get behind those closed doors, it's a different story. It's a totally different story. So much so, when I was still in there, just before I left, there was a woman going through the orientation process, and in the process of vetting her, if you will, and I decided, like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here because my eyes have been open to what's going on. I can't be in here. Mm-mm. And I made it clear to her because the day I moved, of course, she had to take the call with another person by herself. And she texted me. She was like, "Can you talk?" I was like, "I'm with the," because I was at work. I was like, "No, I'm with the children right now, but give me, X amount of time and I'll be available. Or you can wait till I get off." I don't remember if she waited till I got off or took the break. But she was like, "What the hell is going on?" She was like, "This was weird. And you were being talked about like this." I was like, "Do you want the truth?" "Yes, please tell me the truth." Open the floodgates. Because for me, that young lady could have been one of my daughters. And I was like, "Yeah, no. You're a beautiful young lady, and I've seen your body. No, no, ma'am. Don't do it. It's your choice and your decision. That is my advice. Do not. Don't do it." But I think, I don't think, I know it needs to be discussed. Because I've seen people that left before, and it's always a negative narrative shared about the person. Usually something to the effect of, "Oh yeah, they wasn't shit, they ain't shit, and they ain't gonna be shit because this reason, that reason, and that reason." And it's kind of like well, damn, when they were here, you wasn't saying those things. So now that they're gone, why are you saying these negative things? And even still, you're trying to draw people in and want people to gravitate to your ministry, but that's not happening, and it's got to be a reason why. So, and even to that, I remember when I found out about the information, I was excited about it because I was lonely. I needed community with like-minded people. Because no, I don't watch the news. I don't want to talk about what's going on in the news. That shit is depressing. And I like learning things. So it seemed like a good fit. But I also remember watching those videos, especially when they were live. And something was just always like, yo, they don't look happy. Why they look so miserable? Why they look so mean? Why they look so sad, depressed? Just, ugh. Like, where's your joy? Where's your happiness? Where's your smile? You don't ever smile. I just did. Because when I was in there, I wasn't smiling much either. Like, yo, what? That's not love. That's not freedom. That is not Christ-like at all. So, in this healing process, I want to talk about it. I gotta talk about it. So I'm talking about it. So until the next time,